We're going. Hello and welcome to Harvest Girls International Incorporated. We are so honored for you to be on this channel tonight. Would you please tell somebody about this wonderful channel and this wonderful show? The show is called Let's Talk About It, and we're going to talk about some wonderful things tonight. We want you to like, share, and subscribe to this YouTube channel, Harvest Girls International. We would like to share this with the world. We believe that every woman can celebrate her journey. No matter what you've done or what you've been through, there's still a celebration in you. And so we want to go ahead and get started on tonight. I'm so excited. I'm your host, Cris Meadows, founding CEO of Harvest Girls International Incorporated in Indianapolis, Indiana. We also have chapters in North Carolina, Atlanta, in Atlanta, and Maryland. And we are taking the world by storm. We also empower young girls ages 9 through 17 with the power to dream. And we love our virtual empowerment that we're doing now. It comes with a worksheet, it's free, and it's for girls all over the world. And it's our All Girls Matter Self-Esteem Academy. So we're excited about all that. But on tonight, I want to introduce you to someone that is very dear to my heart, very near to my heart. She's just so precious and so special to me, Jeanette Jackson. And you say, well, who is Jeanette Jackson? Well, I can't wait to tell you all about her. Jeanette Jackson, first of all, is a wonderful, just a wonderful young woman who loves to give. And I say that firsthand because I know she has been a volunteer for Harvest Girls International in our 9 through 17 age group, volunteering for, I'm gonna say about 8 to 10 years, Jeanette. I'm not really sure.
About 8.
About 8 years. And so she has been faithful, and let me tell you, faithful in her volunteer status. And also, she just received a very, very special honor. And I want to bring this to light, ladies, that in the midst of what's going on in the world, it doesn't matter. Your dreams are still possible. It doesn't matter what the world is doing, what the world is saying. It's what the story that you're telling yourself about you. It's pulling yourself up by your bootstraps and knowing your value. And so Jeanette's going to talk a little bit about that. But I want to just share her new appointment with you today. This is so amazing. She is the Lawrence, Indiana, new director of Minority and Women Business Development. That is so amazing. Jeanette, welcome to the show. I'm so excited that you are here tonight. I'm glad you said yes. We want to know all about it. But first, just tell us a little bit about your journey, and then we'll just get into your new appointment.
Well, first, thank you so much, Cris. I absolutely have enjoyed working with you with Harvest Girls for almost practically 8 years. I have enjoyed the journey and the growth that I have experienced for myself and watching the young ladies grow as well. So just a little about myself and the journey of how I ended up in my new appointed position. Ironically, I wasn't seeking and searching for employment last year, 2019, but I was praying, and it was time for me to transition from my current position and use my degree. So I asked the Lord to get me through 2019, and 2020 I'll start moving and transitioning. So God saw fit differently. An opportunity was presented to me without me even looking, and I had the opportunity of joining the City of Lawrence as their Human Resources Director. I have been in that role since November of 2019, and then recently, as of August 2020, our mayor of our City of Lawrence decided to graciously grace me with the opportunity to be their Director of Minority and Women Business Development. So I feel it has been a great privilege to be able to serve in that capacity. I also still serve as the Human Resource Director, but there is so much that I can do with this role. And because of the dynamics of our state and our country, this is a very important role for me to take on, just so people are aware that yes, the city supports minority businesses and organizations, as well as those who are underneath the veterans, those with disabilities, and women. So I'm excited with this new role and the possibilities that it has for me for the upcoming years.
Good. I know you're going to do well. I know your work ethic. I know your background. I know your family. I know where you come from, good stock. And I know that you're going to do well. I'm just so very, very proud of you. And I'm just proud to see you grow. But what we want to talk about on tonight is the fact that you had to, and I always say, celebrate your journey. Just follow the yellow brick road. Follow where it takes you. And some people don't understand that there are bumps along the way, and there's highs and there are lows, but you continued to just keep moving and moving, because what I loved about what you said, Jeanette, it was the fact that you knew it was time to leave your last position. You knew when it was time. And the one thing that many of us make that mistake is we stay and we're unhappy and we know that we're not being fulfilled. And maybe sometimes we're just not unhappy, but we're just not being fulfilled. Or we know that there's something else we should be doing and we don't take the plunge, or we don't strategize to take the plunge, or we don't shift ourselves and enable ourselves to do that. And we stay in that position, and then we sit there and we become complacent, angry, depressed, and all of those things. Tell me about how your journey, how you shifted. You didn't know you were going to this job, right? So so tell me your mindset and what you were thinking, because what I really want people to understand is that when you're following your dream, you have to actually follow it. So I heard you say you needed to use your degree and all that. So just tell us that story. That's amazing.
Yes, absolutely, Cris. Let me just say that God just blows my mind.
Yes.
He's amazing.
Yes.
So I will say I was in social services, as you always said. I've always wanted a position where I'm able to give people, to provide a need and service to people. And I was in social services, but I knew toward the summer of 2019, I just started to pray. And I said, Lord, I'm ready for a transition and moving out of that and figuring out what my path is. And I said, Lord, get me through 2019 and I will start looking for something in the HR field that I can do on a permanent basis. Yes. I was willing to even take a very low pay just to get my foot in the door, because I have some experience. I also have my degree, but HR can sometimes not always be where you want your income to be based off of the type of education and experience that you have. Mm-hmm. So I said, Lord, this is the direction that I'm wanting to move, and I'm going to trust you with it. So that was pretty much that year and that summer. I heard him say completely, it's time. And I listened. And it was important that I listened, because I've learned that sometimes you have to leap in the net.
Yeah.
And sometimes we're afraid to take the leap because we don't know where we're going to land.
Yeah, that's right. We want to see where that foot is going to be if we take the leap. Yeah.
That's right, where you're going to land. But sometimes I said you have to trust that net is going to be there when you do leap. So I heard it's time, and it was no shorter than in October. I get a call from someone that is a friend that I met and said, hey, someone was talking to me about a position and you came up. Here's this person, reach out to them. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I know I prayed about this, but then sometimes that fear almost caught me, because I'm like, what if I'm not all the way qualified for what they're looking for? And then you start doubting. Mm-hmm. Oh, somebody would not have mentioned you if they didn't trust that you could be qualified for the position. So I reached out to the interview, went to the person, had the interview. I then had another interview with our mayor and someone else from the office, and I waited. And at that moment, I said, Lord, I wasn't even looking. I said, get me to the end of the year.
Yeah.
He blessed me and said, you know what? This is your time. And I'm gonna tell you how I'm so grateful for that, because the type of work I was doing, I was a self-contractor. So all my work was dependent upon how much time I'm spending with clients, and I was not paid an hourly, no matter if I won or not. Then look what happened this year, the pandemic.
Yes.
And
Let's talk about that. Yeah.
yes, and it's crazy because I've shared that I am a single mother. I am holding it down for me and my kiddo, and have been the past couple of years. But I needed her to see that you don't let obstacles or anything stand in your way for your journey for what God has for you.
Yes.
So when the pandemic happened, I've always prayed to, I need flexibility, I need stability. I prayed for a very exact certain amount. I learned early on from my mother that you pray for exactly what you want and pray for expectations, what you
That's
expect
right.
to happen. I went in a job, I'm going to tell you, I prayed while I was sitting in there and interviewing. Do you know the exact same amount that I prayed for was the exact same amount that came out of his mouth? So you speak things into existence for what you want,
Yeah.
and I've received it. So moving forward to this pandemic, yes, it changed everything. So it changed because if I was still doing my other job, I would not be receiving any income. Zero. I would not be able to work. I was very gracious that the people that I work for allowed my daughter to come to work with me every day, and they were very understanding. And then when we were able to work from home, I could still be that remote worker and be the teacher and
Wow.
then still bring work. But they were able to see, and they valued the type of worker I was. Very short period of time that they respected me enough to say, bring your daughter to work if you need to. And I was just grateful for that. So it was a lot. This journey has not been easy. But I know where I am right now. Everything happens when it's supposed to happen. Don't know who you're connected to, and those other people are connected to either. You have to trust and know that the path that you set out, and believe that you have to make the time, put in the time, and walk that path, and don't get distracted, and just stay set and focused on what your ultimate goal is at the end.
Yes. Yes. That was a mouthful. Your ultimate goal at the end. So you went in just a leap of faith in the beginning. It's just time for a change. I don't know where I'm going to land, but I feel it in my gut, in my spirit. It's time to move. It's time to shift. And someone spoke your name, and you said, oh, I may not have everything, but I'm going to go anyway. And so the one thing that I want to talk about, that I tell people about self-love and self-acceptance of yourself, is the way you think, changing your thought process. It sounds like to me you changed your thought process as you went along each step. You took your thought process to another level, because you get to choose whether you go high or low with your thinking. And it sounds like every time, even when you were unsure, you decided to think high. And look where it got you. It just kept edging you on. And I tell people all the time, if you keep putting the energy and the work, and do the work and put the energy out into the world, it comes back. Your faith, your prayers, your belief. And so there are just a few things I want to talk about real quick. And then we're going to talk a little bit about your actual job description. But I wanted to talk about this, the thought process, the comparing. I heard you say, I may not be able to do what they want, or I may not want all they want. You almost started to compare yourself to the what I want to say, to the job description. And then you said, I'm going anyway. I'm going in anyway. So that's another thing. Stop comparing yourself. Stop comparing yourself to whatever. Go with what you believe. Being grateful sounds like you were because you were grateful because now you were able to bring your daughter to work. No one knew the pandemic was coming. You were able in a short period of time to bring your daughter. Grateful for the things that were offered to you. And then you believed in yourself. You believed in everything about you, everything that was in you, even when you didn't believe, you believed. And if that doesn't make sense, some people understand. Sometimes you do have those moments where you just think, oh, is this for me? I'm not really sure. But you go anyway.
That's right.
So here, enter the pandemic. And then if you would have stayed where you were, would not have a job, because you know that they phased probably that job out. And so now here you are. So we're at, and even in the pandemic, you got promoted. You got promoted. So I have had people to tell me, well, Miss Cris, I can't do anything now because of what's going on. And that's not true. So if you could speak to a young lady today that says, oh, I got to stop my dream, I got to stop what I'm doing because of the pandemic, and I'll have to just wait, what would you say to that woman today?
Listen, if it is in your spirit for you to do something, you have to listen.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to ever have to go back and think about that, I wish I woulda, shoulda, coulda. And you don't know until you try. The thing is that, as you said before, we can sometimes talk ourselves out of things, but then you have to realize, no, you asked for this, you prayed for this. So now when the opportunity presents itself,
yes,
forward.
Yes.
Forward. And it's all in your mind. It's what you think about, you bring about.
Yes.
When you change your mindset, things start to happen. So I had to remind myself, you know what? This didn't happen by accident. Opportunities don't present themselves. And sometimes you have to create your opportunities. So
the word.
Yes.
The buzzword. Sometimes you have to create. And here's the thing. I don't always know what the end is going to look like. No. I don't even know what the journey is going to look like sometimes, but I have to create sometimes along the way what I want and accept those things I want, and what I don't want, say no. No is an empowering word. And like you said, you might have had to take a lower pay you were willing to just to get your foot in the door. But that was strategy. That was strategic. That wasn't just settling. There was a plan there. And so I say,
that's right.
Yeah, I say to the women, young women, older women, whoever, no matter if it's a job, if it's a business, whatever it is, you have to understand this thing depends upon you. You have the power. Now, some things don't work out. Some things we don't always get what we want because everything is not supposed to be for us.
No.
But you don't stop because of that.
That's right.
You keep pushing and you keep going. Now, in the pandemic, here we are, and people are saying people are not getting promoted. They're not giving jobs out. Matter of fact, they're taking away jobs. And you receive this promotion, Lawrence, Indiana, new director of Minority and Women Business Development, OMG. Oh my goodness. In the middle of the pandemic. Oh my goodness.
In the middle.
Oh my goodness. Tell me, what is your heart for this position and what they are expecting from you? What is your heart? What is it that you want to bring to the table?
Absolutely. Can I backtrack just a moment?
Go ahead. Yes.
All I want to say is when we see something, write the vision and make it plain. Through with it. Like it's a business plan, you write it down and it will come to pass. You will do it. So with this new position, as the Director of Minority and Women Business Development, it is a appointed position that I stated earlier through the mayor for the city of Lawrence.
Now let me back up. Appointed. Could have chose anybody else. But he chose you. Okay, now move forward.
That's right. So with that, I always say the city of Lawrence is a very diverse community. And we have a great mayor who sees fit that some of the people who work on our projects in our sites and within the city need to look like the people and the citizens of Lawrence. So it was important, and it is important for me in my new position to establish relationships with people in the community so we can be able to figure out how we can provide that need and services, or how you can be able to have and create an opportunity for your business. I'll backtrack in terms of give you a little bit of history with this role. When you work in government, there's ordinance that are signed by your council. That was done in 2017, which required for us to provide business opportunities for minority, women, those with disabilities, and veterans. So that's there is creating an opportunity right there. So for those businesses, we had projects that we do, such as we did our police station just finished being built in 2019. We had more than 17 to 20% of that business being operated by minority businesses who did projects. So my job is to provide a list of businesses with specifically within Lawrence, but those who may not always be in Lawrence that meet those qualifications. Show them what they need to do to be able to bid on projects so they can have the opportunity to present in front of our redevelopment commission to work on some of the projects that are with the city. My goal is that I'm meeting with those individuals within the community, because sometimes people don't know, how do I get to that process? So meeting with those individuals, I'm talking with them, seeing what the need is from those from different backgrounds and ethnic groups, or those minority owned businesses and women businesses, see what the need is and how can I help you, and being able to see if this will be an opportunity for you to be able to come be with the city. We also have our civilian sides that people can apply for, but we want to create the opportunity and say, apply. If you feel like you qualify, apply, so you can just get in front of someone. So for our project side, you have to put whether or not you are, we call it an XPE. So that's all four of those entities, and list it, because we want to know, do you qualify? And how many percentages of your employees are minority, women, veterans, or disability businesses? So we're wanting people to become more aware of that we do have projects that are available. We're going to start compiling a list. That's what I'm going to be doing. And there's a ton of companies and businesses that I could provide more information to. And then that way they can see online, as well as the announcements that are made, where they can apply and how they can apply. That's what I'm focused on right now, which does take a while. But I say that some projects, you may need a specific part. So it may not be a minority business, but that person, the delivery truck driver, could be the minority person who's making delivery. So you have to be creative and figure out, how can you help those XPE businesses? So that's my goal right now. And still speaking with our community to see how can we help you? How can we help you within the city of Lawrence and providing that service to you, as in regards to supporting all of our XPEs. So that's my starting point. It is still so fresh and so new. I met several people, but I still have a long way to go. So
that's okay. I wanted to not let this moment, we're going to wrap up here in just a moment, but I didn't want this moment to go by without recognizing you on the front cover of the Geist magazine for Lawrence, the city of Lawrence. Tell us a little bit about the magazine and about that covers and that story. And thank you so much for just being the poised and elegant woman that you are. You represent women so well, and you represent Harvest Girls International even better. So I thank you, but just tell us a little bit about that photo shoot. Is everything, the cover, just everything. I wish I had put that up so we could have seen that, but yes, just talk a little bit about that.
Well, thank you. So I was very thrilled when I was contacted to have an interview with Geist magazine. And they just wanted to know again, like for you, what is my role? What are some things that I like to do as a person? How have I handled the pandemic? You know, what are the next steps? So it was a great opportunity to share my story because you'll hear some different things within the and reading the article through Geist magazine. So we did everything over the phone, and then the photographer came to, of course, where my office, and I think the week before it was going to be published, they sent the person who was overseeing the Geist magazine sent the article to the mayor, and he forwarded it to me. And long and behold, they did not tell me I was going to be on the cover of that magazine. I did not know. I thought it was just going to be a little story, and
Yeah.
it is.
That was the cherry on top, and that's just the way life goes when you push yourself and you come from a pure place, and I'm so committed to the fact that believing that your gift does make room for you and bring you before great men. And I think that this is your time. And I thank God that you are in the position that you are in. And I know they couldn't have chosen a better person. I know that you are going to do above and beyond and exceedingly whatever they have asked of you. And I know it's going to be awesome. So we're going to wrap up right now. Jeanette, thank you so much. I just want you to, if you have about 30 seconds, what could you tell any woman out there who's pursuing her goals, her dreams?
Don't stop. Don't stop going for your goals, shooting for the stars, and land on those stars. You may hit some bumps and fall in between the cracks, but keep going. Everything does not happen when we want it to, but it will be right on time. To stay focused, stay focused, stay focused.
Stay focused. Thank you so much, Jeanette. I appreciate you so much. I love you. I bless you. I appreciate you. I wish you health and that you may prosper. God bless you. And thank you so much for being you. And we look forward to seeing you again. Greater things are coming.
Yes, absolutely.
And so if you wanna follow Jeanette on Facebook, you can. And she is a part of Harvest Girls International. If you want to contact her for further Zoom speaking engagements like this, you can contact us her through me, Harvest Girls International, and we can get you in contact with her. But we want you to know that Jeanette, this is such an awesome time to celebrate you, and many people are not being able to celebrate. Many people are not being able to have anything to look forward to, but God in your life has proven himself strong and real. And so we just thank you for sharing that with us tonight. And so without any further ado, thank you so much, audience, for listening. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to use the comment section to share that with us. So you can find us at harvestgirls.com, and you can find us on Facebook, Harvest Girls International. Thank you so much. Enjoy your evening. And remember, transformation begins with you. Bye-bye now.